The truth is, you can't get everything you want out of life unless you got a real, legit plan.
Hendrix and his friends bet to see who will lose their virginity by the prom.
Nobody's gonna win this stupid bet.
But as he falls for the smartest girl in the school, he finds that he must step up his grades.
Maybe you could tutor me.
It's only when he sacrifices himself to save a friend that he discovers what truly matters in We the Party.
David, you've just seen it, so let's hear about it.
So this movie was a pleasant surprise for me. The story is a pedestrian story we've heard many times before. A group of teenagers make a bet. And what is that bet?
Virginity.
Right. They make a bet to see who's going to lose their virginity before the prom. But the story is really so much more than that. What makes this movie unique is that it's told from an inner city perspective with a mostly African-American and Latino cast. And the story touches on many important issues that these teens have to face today, like homelessness, poverty, violence in the family. But the one overarching theme that's consistently pushed in this movie is the importance of education. This movie is directed by Marion Van Peebles, who also wrote the story, and his son Mandela plays Hendrix, who's a 16-year-old kid, and he's a bit of an underachiever, and he gets a crush on the smartest girl in the school. And she makes it very clear that she's not gonna hang with him because he's an underachiever. So what does he do? He convinces her to tutor him so that he can get better grades, she can get credit for the tutoring, and it's a win-win situation for them both.
So you're a businessman, huh? So what's the deal?
Maybe you could tutor me.
What?
Come on, little mama. Look at his face. Want me to end up like another black statistic?
What's very unique about this movie is the steady hand of the director and screenwriter, Marion Van Peebles. I feel like he's given us a very consistent and unified story that's perfect in its theme of sexualized high school students, but also it shows a collaboration with the cinematographer, the editor, the musical director, and the sound designer to create this very pop culture aesthetic, yet balance the comedy in the movie with the drama so you don't feel that the tone is shifting wildly.
I actually interned at the music supervision company that worked on We the Party. How did all the music end up turning out?
One of the stories in this movie is that Hendrix, while not a particularly focused student, is really great at throwing parties at his rich friend's house. So music obviously plays a very important role in this movie. There's lots of dance music and rap and hip hop and R&B. So yeah, your boss did a good job. And the one thing that I want to point out in terms of the acting is that all of the teenage kids in this movie feel very real. I never feel like they're playing towards the camera, and none of them have any real deep acting experience. So I'm guessing that they're just bringing their own real experiences as teenagers to the movie. Now, the one quibble that I do have is with the adults in this film. So Marion Van Peebles plays Hendrix, his father, and Sally Richardson Whitfield plays his mom, and they also happen to be his homeroom teacher and his principal. They're both really altruistic. And while the kids have flaws in this movie that make them interesting and real, the adults don't have any flaws at all. And whether it's characters in a movie or people that you meet in real life, people without any vices tend to have really annoying virtues. And I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more from the adult characters.
He's a hard-headed kid. That's the boy we got. We got us a two-slap son.
Your tough love experiment is going to ruin his ability to get into a good college and erode his self-confidence.
The other adult role that I think is really wasted is Snoop Dogg is in this movie. And he plays a gangster, which is totally typecast. And really all that Snoop Dogg does for the majority of the time that he's on camera is scowl.
Now, I haven't heard of this film. Is it because I'm white?
That is a legitimate question, Liz.
That is a legitimate question. And the only reason why the movie came on my radar is one of the kids that I coach in diving is an African-American teenager who is an extra in this movie. And I think that because it's an inner city teen story that has a majority of African-American and Latino cast members, it might not be getting the exposure or the marketing that some other larger movies might be getting. But the bottom line is that the movie is about how teenagers are so sexualized. There's nothing wrong with that. We were like that when we were teenagers. There's been many movies about the sexualization of teenagers, and here's a fresh take on it.
Well, you convinced me, so take your ticket and let us know your verdict.
Absolutely. We the Party is a simple story well told. with an engaging cast and a consistent style and tone, thanks to the director and screenwriter Mario von Peebles. I give it a see it. L'chaim.
L'chaim.